we have ended up discussion of pipeline parallelism. So we'll start about a pipelining. So if I consider a pipelining process, it is a feature of an architecture of a DSP which can be used to increase the speed. So in any DSP algorithm, for the computing speed to be increased, we require a process called as pipelining. So in a pipelining architecture, an instruction to be executed will be broken in different steps or number of steps. Okay. So whatever instruction to be executed in any DSP implementation will be divided into several parts, and a separate unit of the architecture performs each of these steps. So when the first of these units perform the first step on the current instruction, the second will be performing the second step on the previous instruction. And the consecutive unit, that is the third unit, if I consider, that will be performing the third step on the instruction prior to this. It means that the operations are performed in a pipelining stream or a pipelined stream. The first operation, the first unit is performing first step of the current instruction. The second unit will be performing the second step on the first instruction. So in this way, the pipelining operation is used in the DSP processor. So if P steps are required to complete the operation, complete the execution of each instruction, it would take P units of time for the complete execution of an instruction. That is, normally if I say 5 steps are required to complete the execution of an instruction, it requires 5 units of time to complete the execution of that particular instruction. Since all the units will work at the same time, one output will flow out of the architecture at the end of each time unit. It means that whenever one t, for example, if I take t as units of time, then it will work all the time. One unit will be considered at the end of each time unit. So that is what we consider. And by using this, the throughput is maintained as one instruction per unit time. It means one instruction for one t. So that is what we consider as throughput. Then is a limitation. So even this has got some limitation. Limitation is that dividing each instruction into steps takes equal amount of time to perform, and the architecture design. So if I go with the instruction which are to be divided into several steps, it takes same amount of time. So 4 steps, it takes 4 units of time to perform it, and even for the architectural design. Then extra time which is required during the initial step of a algorithm execution will result in a pipeline latency. So there might be some sort of variation in the execution timings or execution result, which may be, and some extra time which is required during the initial process of the algorithm. So that is pipeline latency. Then, for example, if I assume the execution of instruction will have 5 steps, normally in microprocessor we consider 3 steps for an instruction execution operation to be done. One is the process of fetching, decoding, and executing. So 3 steps are normally considered to be a standard one when we just go with a microprocessor. So if I go with the DSP processor, we are dividing it into 5 different steps. Normally this also performs the same operation of fetching, decoding, and executing, but along with these 3 steps, which are the basic steps required, it also includes 2 more steps to be done. So first step is instruction fetch. Then what we have is a decode, instruction decode, and third we have operand fetch. Fourth we have a execution or executing instruction. Finally we have a result to be saved. So figure shows the pipeline processor which will handle this. Later we'll see that. So for simplicity, we will assume that all the steps will take equal amount of time. The same thing what I told earlier. So if I consider the interval time t, or the time t, so for all the operations or for all the steps in this operation, we require the equal amount of time t. So from this we can see that if I say 5 steps, it takes 5 units of time, that is 5t. Now we can see here pipelining for speeding up the execution of any instruction in a DSP. So time slot I have taken it as T0, T1, T2, etc. So till T5 I have taken, and each step we can see step 1, we see that instruction 1 is used. So step 1 of instruction 1 we consider here, and when we go to step 2, instruction 2 starts its first step, and instruction 1 will be entering the second step. So it is like a process where these operations are done in pipelining process. So if I consider T4, the result is that instruction 1 is completed, but instruction 2 is not completed. But instruction 2 in the step 5 is going on. So that instruction 2 gets completed only after T5, only after 5 units of time, not in 4 units of time. For 4 units of time, instruction 1 may be completed, which includes 5 steps. Similarly, instruction 2 may be completed, which also includes same 5 step, but it is for the next time or next units of time. Next we take the example of 8 tap FIR filter, where we have 8 coefficients to be used. So it can be realized using different methods. The first thing what we want to consider here is a concept of parallelism and pipelining. Here we are going to implement it using MAC unit. Maybe a single MAC unit is used, or 8 multipliers, or 8 MAC units, multipliers and accumulators, which is used for these 8 coefficients. 8 coefficients require 8 MAC units. Similarly, parallel implementation can also be done using 2 MAC units. So either we can implement this or realize this using single MAC unit and 8 MAC units, which is performing pipeline implementation, or which is termed as pipeline implementation, and which also can be done using 2 MAC units, which is performing parallel implementation. But if I go with the first implementation, we can see that there is a single MAC unit, but whenever we go with a single MAC unit, the performance will be very slow. Similarly, when I go with the pipeline implementation using 8 MAC units, then the complexity of the design will be very high, and the computing time may be reduced compared to the first. But complexity is an issue which comes when we consider pipeline implementation. Then if I consider parallel implementation using 2 MAC units, the design may be moderate, and the speed may be better compared to the first implementation, not better than the second. So we can see here, this is the implementation using a single MAC unit. So we can see this is a MAC unit here, the 2 multiplexer, and these are the delay elements which are used, x of n to x of n minus 7, and h of 0 to h of 7 are the filter coefficients used for this implementation. So if only one multiplier and accumulator is available, it must be used 8 times to compute the 8 product terms. It's a known fact, when one multiplier and accumulator is used and 8 operations are to be done, it has to perform the operation 8 times. So each input sample will be delayed by a previous sample by 8t. So because all the operations to be done, here it requires 8 times operation, 8 times the multiplier has to work. Then t is the time taken by the multiplier and accumulator to compute one product term and add it to the previously accumulated sum in the accumulator. So it is a MAC unit which performs multiplication and addition, and once it performs multiplication, the product term should be added to the term which is in the accumulator, and after performing addition with the product term, the result is stored in the accumulator. So that is the accumulated sum. Then input samples and the filter coefficients need to be fed to the multiplier through a multiplexer. So whatever input samples we consider, that is x of n, and filter coefficients h of n. So all these 8 samples are to be fed to a multiplier, and those are fed to multiplier through a multiplexers. Then at each product term is generated. Whenever it is generated, it is added to the previously accumulated sum in the MAC unit. So I already told you regarding an example of x plus y. If I go with x plus y, uh, sorry, x plus yz, yz is a product term, and this product term should be added with x. Then pipeline implementation using 8 multipliers. So we can see that here 8 multipliers are being used here. So these are the units. So h of 0, h of 1, h of 2, these are the filter coefficients. And this t is nothing but the delay elements. Here we consider it as units of time. Then x of n to x of n minus 1 is nothing but the set of samples, set of signal, input signal. Then MAC, these are the MAC units what we have. Now considering this, we can see that the implementation can be speeded up by using more multipliers and accumulators. But whenever I consider this uh, implementation, the problem with this implementation is the complexity in design. Then, since this multipliers and accumulators will work all the time, a new output value will be generated or sample will be generated for every t units of time. So that is the advantage of using this, and each multiplier will compute one product term and it is being passed to the accumulator, which in turn adds to the summation passed to the previous accumulator. So this is the time required by the multiplier in order to compute the sum, which is dependent on the previous stage of the pipeline operation. So this works faster compared to a single 1 MAC implementation, and it is working 8 times faster. So because it is using 8 MAC units. So all the MAC units are operating or performing some computing task at the same time. So which is 8 times better or faster than the simple MAC implementation which was done earlier. Then what we have is a parallel implementation using 2 MACs. So here we are using 2 MAC units wherein 4 coefficients are taken into 1 MAC unit through a multiplexer, and 4 input signals or input samples are taken into the MAC unit using the multiplexer. So this is the parallel implementation what we can see using 2 MAC units. So H0 to H3 will be fed to a MAC unit through a multiplexer along with the inputs X0 to X of n to X of n minus 3, and the remaining samples X of n minus 4 to X of n minus 7 along with the coefficients H of 4 to H of 7 is fed to a MAC unit using a multiplexer. We can observe here. But the thing is, this implementation uses 2 MAC units and an adder at the output. And this MAC computes 4 of the 8 product terms. So each product term is obtained from the single MAC unit. It means one MAC unit has got 4 product terms which are produced. So one MAC unit produces 4, the other MAC unit is producing 4 product terms. In total, it is 8 product terms produced by 2 different MAC units. So that the complexity is simple when compared to 8 MAC units which were used in the pipelining implementation. And compared to simple that is implementation using a single MAC unit, this unit is better in terms of computing faster in terms of computing time. So if t time units are required to compute one pair of products and add them to the previously accumulated sum, in the sense it require only 4 t units. Earlier in the previous implementation we had 8 t units, because all the operations are to be done, sorry, not 8 t units, lesser than this. But whenever I go with the simple using 1 MAC unit, it uses 80 units of time to produce the final output. But here it requires 40 units to produce the output because of the usage of 2 MAC units. So the speed of this implementation is 2 times that of 1 MAC implementation which was in the figure. So it means that whatever implementation we have done earlier using 2 MAC units, 1 MAC unit which was considered as the basic implementation procedure, in comparison with this, it is better, but it is not faster as much where 8 Mac units are being used. But this is better compared to 1 Mac implementation process. So this is a table which summarizes the operation of these three. So if I go with 1 Mac implementation, we can see that the sample rate, maximum sample rate is 1 by 8T. One sample in 8 units of time is the throughput what we get. Similarly, if I go with the pipeline or that includes 8 Mac units, which is 8 multipliers and 8 adders, then we see that the maximum sample rate is 1 by T. It means one sample in T units of time can be done. But whenever we use the 2 Mac unit, it is 1 by 4T. It means one sample in each 4 units of time. Whenever we look into the implementation of this filter, the pipelined operation which uses 8 Mac units and parallel operation which is using 2 Mac units are better compared to 1 Mac unit implementation. But whenever we look into the complexity in design, the pipeline the complexity is very high compared to 1 Mac unit and 2 Mac unit implementation. So from this what we can infer is that 2 Mac units is a better way of implementing a FIR filter or any type of filter which would be better having a better computing time, or it will be a better it will be faster when compared to this. But when we go with this, it increases the circuit complexity, so with the higher speed implementation. So that is one of the major drawback. When we look into the circuit complexity, it's very difficult to implement, and we can achieve higher speed by using this implementation method. But achieving higher speed with circuit complexity, there should be a trade-off between these two. Like the complexity is moderate and speed is better, but speed may not be higher than what it is expected to be when we go with the higher or very very complex circuit implementation. So moderately we can go with 2 Mac unit implementation, so that would be better implementation among these three, which uses 1 Mac, 8 Mac and 2 Mac implementation. Now, so features of external interfacing, it is just interfacing concept what we are going to use. Say for example, we have some peripherals, and these peripherals are to be connected to a DSP device, and some input from the DSP device is to be fed to this peripherals. Say for example, some signals, analog signal are to be processed by a DSP device, and it has to be communicated to the outside or external world. So it is a device which is able to communicate with the outside world. The outside world provides a signal to be processed and receives this processed signal. The outside world may be just considering a oscilloscope or any display equipment wherein the input whatever you feed, say for example an audio signal or any signal which is an analog signal, may undergo some sampling process, and after sampling the signal is processed by the DSP system. As we know, the initial step used in the DSP system is filtering and conversion from analog to digital. And once the digital signal processing system uses this processing uses signal for processing, that is a discrete time signal obtained after passing it to a to D converter, then at the output we are going to connect it to a peripheral device here. So peripheral may include interfaces for interrupts. So for example, any interrupts has to be serviced, so we are going to use a peripheral for such interrupts, and DMA, direct memory access, what we are going to use, and serial IO and parallel IO devices. These serial or parallel IO devices can also be used as a peripherals for a DSP device, wherein we are going to use an analog signal, convert it and process this using a DSP device. And once the processing is done, we can easily transfer this to the external world, like connecting some peripheral to this particular DSP system, so that whatever input we are going to send through the channel or through the as an input, to the DSP processing system, and after processing we get the signal, which may be a set of bits which is indicating a digital data, or it is just a signal what it can be observed onto the CRO, which is again the output of a converter, which is digital to analog converter. So this is what we consider in an external interfacing.